Hey guys, it's Cornay here from Biz Video. And a lot of builders I talk to, they say, marketing doesn't work. I've tried marketing in the past and it just didn't work. It just brought in low quality leads, uneducated leads that only focus on cost. And if that is the case, we have to take one step back and ask, why did that happen? Then if we ask the question, most of the time it's because what is that message that the builders put out, right? Because marketing is not a static thing. Marketing is very much in line with who you are as a builder, and even more importantly, who is your ideal target market and what do they want to hear from you? What is that message that they need to consume? And the funny thing is, they don't even know what that message is. All that ideal client knows is they just know that they've got a desire and they've got a whole lot of problems that is stopping them from getting that the desire. So if we drill it down, most of the time, most builders, when their marketing doesn't work, it's because their message didn't resonate with their ideal clients. And the thing is, builders are not natural marketers. There are a few out there that are like really good at marketing and they get it, they grasp it. But most of the time, builders are good at what they do. They build, they're busy with building. And the thing is though, most builders know this. And if you're watching this video and you're a builder, you would know that you do need marketing to get projects. Otherwise, you're just always going to rely on word of mouth and getting those type of projects that are not 100% ideal to your business model, but you accept it anyway because, hey, that's the only type of work that is coming in. And then most builders then just end up wasting time and money with marketing. A lot of builders I've spoken to, they have tried multiple different agencies, multiple different ways of marketing. They've tried doing it themselves just by researching online. They got like the admin lady in the office to do some marketing, all that kind of stuff, and they're just kind of sick of it. But if we look at like Apple is obviously a really successful company. There's no doubt about it. But the funny thing is, in 1997, Apple was actually going to go bankrupt. They only had, I think, like 30 days or something worth of cash left until they were completely bankrupt. And then they actually got Steve Jobs back. And Steve Jobs, what he did was he simplified everything. He actually like slashed 70% of the products, simplified everything. And then he deployed this campaign called Think Differently. And this whole Think Differently campaign was, very much in line with storytelling and using storytelling as marketing. And then if you look back, I mean, it's really hard right now because we're in 2021 right now, and this is back in 97. But back then, you had all these other old school computer companies, and all they did was they always focused on, like their marketing message was always around the technical aspects, the logical, the features and everything else like that. Like get a 1 gigabyte hard drive. Like back in the day, I remember those were the type of hard drives. Now it means terabytes. Anyway, so they were just focusing on get our newest 1 gigabyte hard drive. Like it's massive, guys. Like that's it. Apple understood it differently. They didn't talk in terms of, and they still do this. They don't talk in terms of features. It's all about what it's going to mean for the client at the end of the day. And what Apple did really well was they communicated on an emotional level, instead of this whole logical level. And the reason why they were able to do this is because they understood their audience. They understood what is valuable to their audience. And that is what I would suggest to, all builders is you have to understand what is valuable to your ideal clients. And in order to do that, you first need to identify who is that ideal client. Then you can work out what is valuable to them. And the way you're going to do that is understand where they are now and what is their desire. So that is the value spectrum right there. And there's problems in the way. And if you can solve those problems, that is when there's value creation for that client. One problem is, I can't build. Like this is your prospective client saying this, I can't build. I know I want my dream home, right? I want this beautiful kitchen or whatever, but I know I can't do this. That is a big problem. So you have to understand what their desires are and everything else like that. And if you have a look at Apple, another thing they did really well was they designed like a really clear next step for their clients. Everything was just super easy. And I see this with so many builders. They make it so hard. Go have a look around on their websites. They normally have like, a homepage and some projects and so on, and then a contact. And then on that contact page, there's just like empty boxes of forms. And the prospective client, they've got to go on this form and then now start trying to figure out what do I say in this form? Like, I'm ready to build, I want my dream kitchen or whatever, right? And I'm ready to build, but I don't know what to put in this thing. And then guess what they say? They just say, well, how much? Because that's all they know. And every single builder then is like, oh my goodness, like, I'm just attracting people that are focused on cost. No, it's because your marketing haven't been set up with a really clear path for your clients to go through. Remember, you are the expert. You need to take your prospective client by the hand and walk them through this whole thing. They haven't done this before, and even if they have done it, this might be the first time they're doing something completely different. So every time is new. You have to assume that your prospective clients don't know what needs to happen, even if they think they do. Because I talk to a lot of builders and they say, well, I'm getting these clients and they know it all. Yeah, you're going to get that. But that is probably because you haven't set up the process from the start, from your marketing message point of view, showing people like, hey, look, you can trust me. Just go with me on this journey. And there's actually this quote, and I'll show you this. This is by a guy called Uri Hasson. He's from Princeton. He says here, the brains of the storyteller and the story listener can actually synchronize. By simply telling a story, a person could plant ideas, thoughts, and emotions into the listener's brains. By telling a great story, you can actually change the way your audience thinks and even behaves with your brand. And that is what Apple has done really, really well. And that is what a lot of our builder clients that are winning doing really well. They're using storytelling and planting it into their ideal clients' minds, because we help them take the time out to get clear on who their ideal clients are and then create those stories for them. And then these stories then plant these ideas and so on into their ideal clients' minds. So what is the solution to marketing not working? So first of all, you need to simplify marketing to its core principles. And the way you do that is you need a framework to establish a strong message. You can't just go and sit down and start writing a message. You need a framework that you can be creative within, where you can customize your message to your business. But that framework needs to be a psychological framework where your ideal clients come into your world, they experience your message in a chronological, like in a very particular order. Okay, so you need that framework. And then the next thing you need is you need the stories from that messaging that emotionally connect and build trust with your ideal clients. And if you can do that, you will be so far ahead from other builders. It's not even funny. Most builders don't get this. And then what you need is, now that you've got those stories, you need to use these stories and you need to get it in front of your ideal clients right now and also in the future. You need to get these stories. You need to plant those seeds right now and keep planting seeds all the way, because then you'll harvest them. And I did do another video on that topic, so just go check that out. So then if you've got a way to get it in front of those people, the next thing you need to do is you need to gain new awareness, and then also nurture those people that are aware of you, okay? And then the next thing you need is you need a clear path. Like I said before, like Apple's got a really clear path. You need a really clear path and a logical next step for your prospects to go through. And then you need to be able to, once they start that path, you need to quickly determine whether or not this is an ideal client for you. And you need to qualify or disqualify really quickly. But in order to do that, you need data. And I will talk a little bit about that in 1 second. But most importantly, you need a team that understands all of this, okay? You need a team that understands consumer psychology, that understands the building industry, and that is exactly what we do. My team and I, we understand this. We have a lot of builder clients all over Australia and New Zealand. So you need a team like us. But I'll quickly just show you what the simplified marketing looks like over here. And hopefully you can see. And this is the clear path. So on the left-hand side here, you've got a prospect, and they might come through like a referral, or they might see your car signage or your project signage or whatever, or they might become aware of you with your story ads. So your story or your videos that are on like Facebook and Instagram and so on, your advertising. So they come into your world there, and then they go on your website, and then they hopefully you can see this. So then they go on your website, they get to know your story, they consume your message, there's this emotional connection, and you've been able to bond with them, right? Without even talking to them. Now, this prospect here might be ready now, or they might be ready in the future, but it's important to bond with them right now. Because if they're ready right now, then they'll go to the next step. But if they are not ready right now, I mean, this could just be them in their life. They're just not ready to go to that next level of what you are able to offer them. Let's say, for example, you do just new homes. Let's say, for example, they're not ready. Then you have to assume they might be ready in a year, 2, 3, or 4, or 5 years. But you need to capture them emotionally here. And then you need to, in that case, you need to keep nurturing them. But let's assume someone is ready to build. So then you have to put the offer in front of them. Now, the offer is to go to that logical next step. The offer, if you give them the offer, they need to give you something in return. So it's almost like if you go to the supermarket offers you milk, you pay them, and then you get the milk. So it's that easy. You put the offer in front of them, you make the offer really valuable to their circumstances. So that might look like an on-site consultation or even a video consultation. A lot of our builder clients, what they do now is the offer that they have here is a video consultation. So the client will jump on like FaceTime, and they'll go around the house and show this is what we want to do. Anyway, I won't go into too much detail there. So once you have the offer, then they have to give you their part, which is the journey questionnaire. So this is where you ask really valuable questions, okay? And I'm sure a lot of builders have done questionnaires in the past, but you need to do this on the next level. It's time now to go into that next level even more. And our clients are winning big time with the way we structure their questions. And the funny thing is, if you just go copy their questions, it probably won't work for you. It's got to tie in with your message and your audience. You need to know who that is, and you need to know your message. And then once they've done that, then you've got enough data to either qualify or disqualify. So that is the whole process right there. That's the simplified method of marketing. And I mean, if marketing doesn't work for you, it's probably because, you might have had influencers, or you might have had people that have just overcomplicated the whole thing for you. And marketing is really, really easy. And I mean, I showed you that in this video. It's about knowing who your ideal client is, knowing them intimately, knowing their desires, their problems, their false beliefs, their objections, all that kind of stuff. Knowing what they want, their desire. Then you need to put that message in front of them. And you need to keep putting that message in front of them until they are ready to move to that next step. And you need a clear process right there, a clear client journey to go through. So those are the easy, it's literally as simple as that. But it's really hard at the same time, because it's not just a copy and paste. You can't just go copy someone else's message. You can't just go copy someone else's target market, because wherever you are, let's say location-based, is going to look completely different to a builder that you're trying to copy 20 kilometers away or 2,000 Ks away. It doesn't matter. You need a clear framework. And then within that framework, you've got to adjust the messaging, the marketing, and the flow to your business. So if you need help with that, what I would suggest you do is there's a link below this video. Click on that link. When you click on that link, you're able to then watch a 20-minute training video where we go a little bit deeper into this. We go through the 4 main problems that we've seen our builder clients had before they came to us, and how we were able to then solve that for them. And their businesses are now looking completely different. They're loving business, they're loving life. So go watch that video, and that'll make way more sense for you there. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.